Well, welcome back to Jaguar Mining's channel. Today we have the privilege to be joined by Alfred, the CFO, to take us through the recent pivotal earnings while gold has been trading well above 2,500 an ounce. First and foremost, welcome, sir.
Thanks, Kyle. Good to be with you.
It was a pleasure to get you back on. I really want to dive into this because you guys saw your free cash flows increase 3.3 million to 4.8 million. Do you really want to discuss what's driving this growth? I know it's on the back of obviously higher gold prices, but maybe give us some operational insight here.
Sure, happy to do so. So in Q3, we released it last Friday morning, and despite having lower earnings on legal provision charges, Q3 was a solid quarter. As you say, we added cash, $4.2 million added in the last 3 months, and we ended the quarter just under $42 million in cash. We did realize a higher gold price of 24.74 in Q3. And for the quarter, we reported earnings of 2.3 million or 3 cents a share. That was lower, and that's because it included these charges for legal provision, $6 million. And so, excluding those provision charges on an adjusted basis, we had adjusted earnings of $8.3 million or 10 cents a share, which was pretty decent, and it reflected those margins that we have. Now, in terms of what happened in the quarter, we're happy that at Termelina we produced over 1,800 ounces from the Fina zone, and including its first stoping ore. So head grades for the month were 4.39 grams per ton, and the head grade from stoping in Fina was over 5 grams a ton. Now, all-in sustaining costs for Termelina were high. They were $18.31 an ounce. And this really reflects partly about just over $2 million of growth capital from the second quarter that was reclassified and included as sustaining capital in Q3. So that pushed up that all-in sustaining cost number in the quarter. So if we were to exclude these $2 million from all-in sustaining costs, taking on the 15,726 ounces that we sold, the impact would be to drop all-in sustaining costs for Termelina on an adjusted basis down to about $1,700 an ounce, which is level with the prior year quarter. And really, the Fina zone production continues to ramp up, and elevated all-in sustaining costs for Termelina are expected to improve as we ramp up that production. We do have elevated rates of development capital that are going on at Fina, and this will support that ramp up in particularly into 2025, and that ramp up will really be complete when we're in 2026. But we're really excited about the grades that are coming out of this zone, and it's really adding to the economics. Even though we continue to look at ways that we can improve that recovery, including alternate ways of processing, possibly putting a flotation plant in. But right now, at the sort of 54% that we recovered in Q3 and 55%, which is sort of the base recovery, we can make a lot of money on this higher grade on a recovered grade basis.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely incredible. I wouldn't mind kind of getting a little bit more insight on what's the one thing you guys are focused on heading into 2025? What should investors focus on? Because you have so many projects kind of underway here. I mean, what's the primary goal here?
Sure. Well, at the BA zone at Pilar, which is something that we've been really excited about, we've got 5 development headings that are actually getting into the ore now later in Q4. And so that should be coming through as better grades and better production from Pilar. But really the big story, I think, is the Fina zone at Termelina. This is going to increase, at a full run rate, this will be an incremental 25,000 ounces of production from Termelina in 2026. So we'll be ramping up to that, and we'll see increased production. And so that's the one thing that we're excited about. We'll also be permitting our Onça to Pitangui project as well, which will be built in 2026, and that'll fuel the growth further. But I think Fina is really the big thing that we're going to be focusing on and looking forward to in 2025.
On that note, we'll pass it off to the viewers as always. We'd love to know what you think in the comment section, and consider subscribing as news catalysts at The Wire like this. Of course, we'll bring it to you here. But on that note, we look forward to catching you in the next one.
Thank you.